in different religions, there are different stages. One stage is a person wants to worship God in order to get over some difficulty or have some immediate economic response. Although I've been living in India now for 14 years, when I was going to high school here in America, before I went to India, before I was a devotee, I remember when we used to play sports against some of the Pi 11 or something like that, Pius or something kind, some Catholic schools, before they would go into the basketball court or football court, they would do it, whatever it is, make a cross. So they were praying to God for the immediate gain. Of course, they didn't always win. I don't know what that did for their faith. But that's one standard of religion. In South India, they climb up the mountains on their knees to Mother Mary and ask for their son's cancer to be cured, or for a new truck to be given to their family, or a new house or something like that. That's one standard of religion. Give us this day our daily bread, give us some immediate response. Then, that type of religion, the communists, they decried. After the Second World War, the communists, when they took over large parts of Europe, or after the revolution in Russia, there was a starvation, there was famine. So they told the people that you go pray in a church and ask God for bread. So they went in a church and said, God, please give us bread. So they came out, the communists said, did you get any bread? He said, then, what kind of God was that? You ask us for bread. You prayed to us with folded hands for bread. So they said, please give us bread. And then they had the trucks waiting, they handed out the bread. Now you see who is greater, God or us. So in this way, that's Marx's philosophy, that if everybody has enough economically, then you don't need God. You can just scratch out God. God is only an imagination that humans have made because they have some need, economic or social need. So when economic need is met, you don't need God. See, but that's only a very materialistic form of religion, of relationship with God. Practically just a step above animal. Then one step higher than that is, of course, people want to lead pious lives so that they can go up to some celestial abode, heaven, where they'll have happier pleasures. In the Muslim religion, their heaven is with beautiful gardens, and one can enjoy with young men and young women. So many different pleasures are there. That is their idea, to do a pious life and then go to a heaven where one can be very happy, enjoying bodily pleasures to the utmost. In the Vedas also they have karma kunda. If one is very pious, he can go to some higher planetary system like the moon or the sun and get a body which lasts longer and have happiness that goes on for thousands and thousands of years. Then these are two categories that are both considered to be bhukti, immediate some bodily happiness in return in this life or in the next. Then some are performing some kind of religion or spiritual practice to get some freedom, salvation from all miseries. So that type of salvation is called mukti. There are different conceptions of salvation, but that's another little bit higher standard. Then there are some yogis, they want to get mystic powers to cross over the ocean of space and go in different planets, or even to approach the planet of God, the supreme planet, beyond this universe, or in the heart of this universe. So in this way, there are some yogis, they want mystic powers. But there's a scripture called the Srimad Bhagavatam. You know, there are actually literally hundreds and hundreds of Vedic literatures written in Sanskrit. These are the oldest religious texts in the world, spiritual texts. They deal with everything from the creation of the universe to atomic theory, atomic weapons, to airplanes, medicine, how to lead a happy family life, how to fight wars, how to do politics, how to grow things. Everything in its own category is there. How to lead a happy life, what are the moral standards, then going up, what are the spiritual standards, finally, what are the mystic processes of meditation, what is life, and ultimately, what is God? Who is God? What is the absolute truth? What is the cause of everything?